Hey everyone. Alright, cool. So I am going to go over Moses and the plagues, the self and the ego. So Yahweh, or the number 3 and 4, are very important numbers when it comes to the Hebrew Bible, or the Bible. Um, because Yahweh is YHWH, and oh man, I can't remember it, but it's transcribed on the cross where Jesus was. It was, forgot how to say it in Latin. It's INRI. And if you notice in Yahweh, the H repeats twice, but it's 4 letters. And in INRI, you got the I's that repeat twice within 4 letters. So, what this symbolizes a 3 and 4 connotation of about the numbers. So, and basically, 3 is like the creative mind, and the creative mind kind of shakes things up. It brings chaos. So you have 3 as chaos, and 4 is like the foundation and order and numerology. So you have order and chaos right there, and they're one and the same. You got darkness and light. Darkness is the absence of the absence of light. Like think of a light switch, kind of like when it's on the off position, and then flip it back on, and you're just adding light. So in the story of Moses, he did not. Moses didn't want to accept his mission. He even tried to refuse it at times, and this tension was built up between the self and the ego. And the self, when you resist what you need to do in life, what your purpose is, you're gonna keep creating chaos for yourself. It's just going to be chaotic. And the manifestations will just keep appearing, and you'll keep suffering until you come to that realization and you start heading down towards somewhere positive. It got to the point in the story to where Yahweh threatened to kill Moses basically if he kept refusing. And this kind of symbolizes in a way that, like, the ego needs to die to be reborn in the self for transformation to occur. Jung described it as a fear of self-sacrifice lurks deep in every ego. And this fear is often only the precariously controlled demand of the unconscious force to burst out in full strength. No one who strives for selfhood, individuation, is spared this dangerous path. And of course, like, the mission to Moses was to go to Egypt and free the slaves from the Pharaoh. And each time that he tried to do that, the Pharaoh would become more stubborn, and he would keep changing his mind, and he just costs, and because of his stubbornness and everything like that, it just led to more chaos than what there should have been. And you can see that today, like the left and everything's creating this whole situation of hate, and they keep getting more hateful and more hateful the more that they don't get their way. And all they need to do now, I really have nothing against the left. I would say I'm more of in between, but right now I go towards the right just because the left has so much hate that it's unattractive. And I know hate leads to just other bad things and violence and all that stuff. So that's why I always focus on love and positivity and things of that nature. So as long as they're that way, I'm going that way. So what they need to do is they just need to let go of the hate. They just need to let it go. Just take a few deep breaths and Hakuna Matata. But once they let it go, which is going to take quite some time, you are still going to see all this, and plus the chaos, like the plagues of Egypt that it brought. And today where I live, I mean, it's just begun. I live on the border of Texas and Mexico. You know, I'm 45 minutes away from Mexico. Boom, temperature dropped. Mad. The rain is freezing cold. And this is just the first of many others that are probably to come. I mean, we've already had disease, bad leaders. I mean, and now we got an ice age coming. I mean, not very many people are prepared for that one, especially when they kept telling you, oh, it's just gonna get hotter and hotter. And yeah, so you got about, I'm thinking about 3 years if you want to build up some food and stuff like that, because this solar minimum is going to take things in a new direction. I would stock up on some things just in case, if you already haven't, or if you haven't already used it up. But you know, I would slowly stock things up. You don't have to like rush out and buy like $100 something that you need to save immediately. No, you get about 3 years. And all this hate, and it's mostly the hate that's causing all this. Because I believe that our consciousness is connected to everything, and that our consciousness is connected to the earth, and the earth is like, I'm pissed. So the ring of fire, like I said before, is real active. And we're going to see volcanoes and earthquakes, especially around regions of hate. And that's kind of how I relate this kind of going on. We are making a transformation. And the best thing that you could do for this transformation right now is to think positive, to embrace love, forgiveness, things of that nature. Because that is really how you're going to guide yourself through this. Just a suggestion, but, you know, I can't really command what you do, but, or whether you believe this or not, but I guess we'll find out. We will. Time will tell. Time tells all things. So anyways, so that kind of like how I would compare the two of what's happening now and what's happening today. And how we're also going through a transformation similar to this one that's going on. And the self in the collective consciousness is trying to tell us, excuse me, that's the way to go. So think about those things, and even if it's happening in your own life, you can also, you know, nail this down to like an individual thing, to where you, you know, in your mind, there's just a lot of bad things happening. What is it you need to do to make good things happen? I suggest switch over to positive thinking. You know, give it a good run. I did. It worked out well. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. Maybe you have a different way. But that's it for today on that. Upcoming though, I just got my prospectus turned in. So I am probably going to post a video on that. I'm going to kind of wait until see if I need any corrections or anything like that. So give me a little bit of time on that one. I am going to do a review on Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut, because I don't like socialism, and this kind of shows what socialism really is, especially when they're talking about things of equality, what equality means. And let me just put it this way: when it comes to terms of, oh, things need to be more equal, it's more like those that are superior, we're going to bring you down, and we're going to make equality. And that's not what it should be about. You know, everybody has a different role to play, and that role to play creates a whole. You know, you got all these body parts. One person's good with the left hand, the other one's good with the right, the other person's good with the head, the other good with the body and the legs. So if you're going to make that all equal, what, are we just going to become a right hand now? Yeah. But it'll be a lot more clear when I actually go through the review and kind of explain, what's kind of happening in there. But other than that, everybody have a good one. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I probably won't do a video, but I might surprise you. So yeah, I'll be 37. But anyways, you guys have a good one. Peace, bye, and I'm out of here.